Yellow Sea, December 15th, 2025, 2:30 p.m. broad daylight, clear skies, perfect visibility. The USS Chaffee, an Arleigh Burr-class destroyer, was conducting freedom of navigation operations 40 miles off the North Korean coast when radar detected something unprecedented. 60 contacts moving at 30 knots approaching from multiple directions. Small, fast, coordinated drone boats, autonomous, unmanned surface vessels, each packed with 300 pounds of explosives, all controlled by artificial intelligence, moving in a swarm pattern designed to overwhelm any defense system. This wasn't a provocation. This was an assassination attempt. Kim Jong-un wanted that destroyer on the ocean floor. He wanted American sailors dead. He wanted to prove North Korean technology could sink U.S. warships. But what happened in the next 28 minutes would expose every flaw in North Korea's strategy and send a message to Pyongyang that scared Kim more than any sanction ever could. This is the story of how one U.S. destroyer faced 60 suicide boats and turned the Yellow Sea into music, a graveyard. To understand what North Korea attempted on December 15th, you need to understand the tactical revolution happening in naval warfare. Drone boats, unmanned surface vessels, small, cheap, expendable, packed with explosives, remotely controlled or by AI. For years, military analysts have warned about this threat. One destroyer costs $2 billion. One drone boat costs $50,000. Destroy just 3 boats, the enemy loses $150,000. Destroy the destroyer, they lose $2 billion plus 300 crew members. The math favors the attacker, which is why militaries worldwide have been developing counter-swarm technology and why North Korea decided to test whether U.S. defenses could handle 60 boats attacking simultaneously. At 2:28 p.m., the USS Chaffee was patrolling international waters. 290 sailors. Standard operations. Morning exercises completed. Afternoon watch. Music taking position. Commander Jessica Torres stood in the Combat Information Center. 15 years in the Navy, 3 combat deployments, commander, music of Chaffee for 8 months. She'd trained for missile threats, submarine encounters, music air attacks. But what appeared on radar at 2:30 p.m. was something entirely different. Multiple surface contacts. Music, the radar operator shouted. 60 plus small vessels, all converging on our position, speed 30 knots. Music, distance 12 miles, closing fast. Torres leaned over the display. Music, 60 red dots moving in perfect coordination. Not random fishing boats, not patrol. Music craft. These were moving like a coordinated strike force. Weapons systems to full readiness, she ordered. Launch drone for visual confirmation. Alert 7th Fleet. Give me 5th Air Force on encrypted channel now. At 2:32 p.m., a Puma reconnaissance drone launched from Chaffee's deck. Within 90 seconds, the video feed appeared on CIC screens. What they saw made every sailor's blood run cold. 60 white fiberglass boats, each about 20 feet long, no crews visible, moving in synchronized pattern, wave after wave, all heading directly toward the destroyer. And on each bow, the North Korean flag. "Oh my God," Torres whispered. "They're drone boats." It saw a swarm attack, and, quote, the tactical officer understood immediately. "Ma'am, if each boat carries standard explosive payload, 300 lb, and even 10 boats reach us, the ship sinks. They're trying to kill Chaffee." At 2:34 p.m., music, Commander Torres made the call that would define her career. "This is hostile action. All weapons systems free. Engage incoming threats. Music, use everything we have. These boats do not reach this ship." The North, music Korean drone boats crossed into engagement range. 6 miles, 5 miles for miles. The Battle of Music, Yellow Sea had begun. And the USS Chaffee was about to demonstrate why music, American naval technology, remains unmatched anywhere on Earth. The Arleigh Burr-class destroyer is the most music advanced surface combatant ever built. Aegis combat system, Multiple weapon systems designed to engage hundreds of targets simultaneously. Missiles, aircraft, surface threats, but 60 drone boats attacking from all directions. This was exactly the scenario that kept naval strategists awake. Music at night. At 2:36 p.m., the first line of defense activated. Music. The Mark 45 5-inch naval gun located on Chaffee's bow fires 20 rounds per minute. GPS-guided ammunition. Precision strikes against surface targets. Boom, boom, boom. Each round, music found its target. Drone boats exploded in massive fireballs, orange flames, black smoke, flying debris. But the boat's music kept coming. For every one destroyed, 5 more advanced. Gun system working, the weapons officer reported. But we music couldn't hit them all fast enough. At 2:37 p.m., Commander Torres activated the second defense layer. Deployed goalkeeper system, maximum rate of fire. The close-in weapon system, a radar-controlled 20mm Gatling gun, fires 4,200 rounds per minute, designed as the last line of defense against incoming threats. The sound of the goalkeeper is unmistakable, like tearing cloth, except each tear is 70 rounds per second, a wall of lead. Drone boats disintegrated under the barrage. Fiberglass shattered, explosives detonated. The ocean's surface is erupted in continuous explosions. But still they came. 30 boats destroyed. 30 more advanced. 3M, 2.5 M, 2M. At 2:39 p.m., Torres made the critical decision. Fire missiles, target clusters, use everything we have. The RIM 11-16 rolling airframe missile system engaged. 21 missiles, infrared guided, designed for anti-ship missile defense, but perfectly capable against surface threats. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Missiles streaked from launchers, each one tracking a drone boat. Explosions rippled across the ocean. Wave after wave of detonations. 10 boats destroyed, then 15, 20, 25. But the AI controls the music swarm adapted. The remaining boats spread further apart, weaving patterns, making targeting harder, moving faster. At 2:41 p.m., with 15 drone boats still advancing at high speed, Commander Torres called in air support. Wolfpack 23, this is Chaffee Actual. Need immediate air support. Multiple hostile surface targets. 2 miles and closing. The response came in seconds. Chaffee Actual Wolfpack 23. For Super Hornets inbound. ETA, 3 minutes. We're coming in hot. But 3 minutes might as well be 3 hours. At 30 knots, those boats would reach the destroyer in 4 minutes. It was music gonna be closed. Too close. At 2:43 p.m., 12 drone boats remained, 1.5 M, racing towards Chaffee at maximum speed, each boat carrying enough explosives to the destroyer. The Mark 45 gun continued firing. Boom, boom, boom. 3 more boats destroyed. The goalkeeper system sprayed continuous fire. 2 more shattered. 7 boats left. 1 mile, 60 seconds to impact. At 2:44 p.m., the Super Hornets arrived. 4 FA-18 Super Hornets from USS Ronald Reagan streaking across the music sky at 500 knots, armed with Hellfire missiles and 20mm cannons. Visual on targets. The lead pilot radioed. 7 boats engaging music now. The Hornets dove. Hellfire missiles launched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boats exploded in spectacular fireballs. Debris flying 100 feet in the air. 2 boats remained. 500 yards, 30 seconds. Music to impact. The Hornets made strafing runs. 20mm cannons. Music. Hammering 25 rounds per second per aircraft. 100 rounds per second total. The ocean broke. Water spouts. Music explosions. 1 drone boat disintegrated. 1 boat left. Music 200 yards. 10 seconds. At 2:45 p.m., Commander Torres watched on the CIC screen. 1 final threat, moving at maximum speed, music about to ram Chaffee's hull. Then the goalkeeper system found its final target. For 1,000 rounds per minute, focused on 120-foot boat. The drone, music boat shredded. Explosives detonated. A massive fireball erupted just 50 yards. Music from Chaffee's port side. The shock wave rocked the destroyer. Sailors grabbed railings. Water cascaded over the deck. At 2:45 music p.m., the radar screens were clear. All 60 North Korean music drone boats destroyed. The swarm attack had failed. Total engagement, music, time 9 minutes. Total ammunition expanded, 600 rounds of 5th inch, 8,000 rounds of 20 millimeters. Music, 18 missiles, 5 Hellfire strikes. U.S. casualties, 0. Music, ship damage. Minor blast damage to port side railing. North Korean casualties, 60 North Korean drone boats destroyed, $50 million in equipment lost, 0 damage inflicted, complete and total failure. But the battle wasn't over because Kim Jong-un was watching everything from Pyongyang, and he was about to learn a very painful lesson about attacking American warships. Within 15 minutes of the attack, the Pentagon activated a response that had been planned for years. Immediate retaliation against North Korean military facilities involved in drone operations. At 3:00 p.m., B-1B Lancer bombers launched from Andersen Air Force Base in Guam. 2 aircraft, each carrying 24 JBU-31 JDAM guided bombs. Targets: North Korean drone production facilities and launch sites. At 3:15 p.m., the USS Chaffee, freshly reloaded with ammunition, fired 12 Tomahawk cruise missiles, each one programmed for a different target. North Korean coastal radar stations, music communication facilities, drone storage warehouses. At 3:30 music p.m., F-35 Lightning stealth fighter from Osan Air Base crossed into music North Korean airspace, undetected, invisible to radar. They struck North Korean naval headquarters at Wonsan with precision bombs. The retaliation was devastating, surgical, overwhelming. Within 2 hours, music North Korea lost 3 drone production facilities destroyed, 4 launch sites obliterated, 8 radar installations eliminated. Music 2 naval command centers severely damaged, estimated 70 million military personnel killed, over $200 in infrastructure destroyed. All in response, music to an attack that inflicted 0 damage on its intended target. The North Korean military scrambled to respond. Air defenses, music activated. Fighters launched, but F-35s were already gone. B-1 bombers were already back in international airspace. Tomahawks had already struck. At 4:30 p.m., music, the White House issued a statement. Short, direct, clear. North Korea attempted to destroy a U.S. Navy destroyer with drone boats. This is not a negotiation. South Korea immediately raised its defense readiness. Japan scrambled additional fighters. China, North Korea's only ally, issued a terse statement urging restraint on all sides. Translation: Beijing wasn't defending this. Kim had gone too far, and now he was paying the price. Within hours, satellite imagery showed the damage. North Korean smoking facilities, collapsed buildings, launch cratered sites. Intelligence sources reported emergency meetings in Pyongyang. Kim Jong-un demanding answers. How did all 60 boats fail? How did American defenses destroy every single one? Why did the AI swarm tactics not work? The answers were simple, but music brutal. American naval technology is a generation ahead. Aegis combat system can track and engage hundreds of targets. Multiple weapon systems provide music layered defense. And when you attack a U.S. warship, you're not just fighting music. That ship, you're fighting the entire United States military. The drone boat attack was supposed music to demonstrate North Korean naval power, prove they could sink American ships, show the world their technology worked. Instead, it proved the opposite. North Korea's most advanced attack failed completely, and the retaliation was so swift and devastating that it crippled their entire coastal drone program. Kim learned what every military planner already knows. Attacking U.S. Navy ships isn't a tactical decision. It's suicide. 2:30 p.m., North Korea launches 60 drone boats against one U.S. music destroyer, the largest autonomous swarm attack in naval history. 2:45 p.m., 15 minutes later, every single drone destroyed. 0 American casualties. The destroyer continues its mission. 3 to 5 p.m., American forces devastate North Korean drone facilities. Billions in damage, dozens dead, an entire military program crippled. Today, the USS Chaffee remains on patrol in the Yellow Sea. Music, ready, watching, daring Kim Jong-un to try. Again, the 60 destroyed drone boats sit at the bottom of the Yellow Sea. Physical evidence that overwhelming technology beats overwhelming numbers, that American defenses work, that attacking U.S. warships ends in disaster. Kim Jong-un hasn't authorized another drone music attack since December 15th. His generals haven't proposed new swarm tactics. Music. His engineers haven't built replacement boats because they learned what every military planner needs to understand. You can't overwhelm American defenses with drones. You can't sink U.S. destroyers with AI boats. You can't test our Navy without paying a devastating price. 60 boats, 9 minutes, complete victory. The message to Pyongyang. We're waiting. Try it again. We dare you. See more. Music always faithful. Always ready. Never defeated. Watching. Daring Kim Jong-un to try again. The 60 destroyed drone boats sit at the bottom of the Yellow Sea. Physical evidence that overwhelming technology beats overwhelming numbers, that American defenses work, that attacking U.S. warships ends in disaster. Kim Jong-un hasn't authorized another drone music attack since December 15th. His generals haven't proposed new swarm tactics. Music. His engineers haven't built replacement boats because they learned what every military planner needs to understand. You can't overwhelm American defenses with drones. You can't sink U.S. destroyers with AI boats. You can't test our Navy without paying a devastating price. 60 boats, 9 minutes, complete victory. The message to Pyongyang. We're waiting. Try it again. We dare you. See more. Music always faithful. Always ready. Never defeated. Watching. Daring Kim Jong-un to try again. The 60 destroyed drone boats sit at the bottom of the Yellow Sea. Physical evidence that overwhelming technology beats overwhelming numbers, that American defenses work, that attacking U.S. warships ends in disaster. Kim Jong-un hasn't authorized another drone music attack since December 15th. His generals haven't proposed new swarm tactics. Music. His engineers haven't built replacement boats because they learned what every military planner needs to understand. You can't overwhelm American defenses with drones. You can't sink U.S. destroyers with AI boats. You can't test our Navy without paying a devastating price. 60 boats, 9 minutes, complete victory. The message to Pyongyang. We're waiting. Try it again. We dare you. See more. Music always faithful. Always ready. Never defeated.